Have any of you ever seen the anime Pet Shop of Horrors? Pet Shop of Horrors. It's fantastic. I love it. It's great. Great concept, great stories, great everything. Only problem is, there's only 4 episodes. 4. And it's old. It's very old. Not, well, maybe not very old, not super old. It's got that fuzzy look that all the '90s anime had. Um, Trigun and Cowboy Bebop, very fuzzy looking. It's got that look. But Pet Shop of Horrors, my God, it was fantastic. I picked it up while watching some anime review guys, like top 50 or something, and it was just like they just like, oh, here, this is nice, check it out, and then moved on to the next thing. This is fantastic, and I don't see many people ever talking about it, bringing it up. Um, Once I find it online, which I haven't looked yet, but the second I find it online, I gotta get buy it. Um, the manga, as far as I know, is way more expansive, explains the backstories of the characters and everything. The show doesn't do that. The show just jumps into what the whole thing is about and sticks with that for 4 individual episodes. And it's kind of weird how the show is structured because it's kind of like imagine a regular uh imagine a regular 26 episode anime. It's like they took the first 3 episodes of the anime and the second to last episode of the last season of those 26. That's what it feels like. The first 3 episodes play out normally like, okay, yeah, we're going to introduce these characters. It's nice. We're getting to see the whole subject of the show is focused on uh, the pet shop and the guy who owns it. The Pet Shop of Horrors is owned by this guy. His name is Count D, and he is like an androgynous Chinaman, um, and he is frequently pursued, interrogated, or whatever by this New York detective. And this detective knows that something's up with this guy. He suspects him of murder because in the pet shop, whenever somebody buys a pet from there, it's usually some kind of weird thing where they have to abide by rules, and then if they break these rules, it usually results in their death. But sometimes they're bad people that did bad things. Except for the second story with the mermaid, that was bullshit. But other than that, it's a fantastic show, and it's a shame that only these 4 episodes exist. There could be so much more. Like in the show, they never explain a couple other main characters from the manga. They never go into the origin stories of Count D and the pet shop, um, or anything like that. Because in the manga, it goes into this whole thing how like nobody really knows who Count D is. He's definitely not human. Whatever he is, he's not human. Um, there's speculation, make jokes that like he's a vampire, or he's a ghost, and I believe in the actual continuity in the manga, it explains that he was a race. It was like an alternate race of human from China that was part of this whole dynasty. And when someone on the human side, no, I'm sorry, when someone on their side of the family refused to marry a human emperor, he had their whole race killed. And Count D is like the last member of that race. But he has some kind of weird cycle thing where he's like the father, the son, and the grandfather. And whenever he dies in one form, he becomes the next form or something to that effect. I'm not sure. I have to recap the whole thing. But it's something to that effect. And he constantly says, like, whenever he's asked, like, oh, do you own the pet shop? He's like, oh, no, my grandfather, the real Count D, owns it. And they have this whole thing where his grandfather has a certain pair of eyes. His father has a certain pair of eyes, and he has both of their pairs of eyes. One this side, one this side. I think it's like purple and green. But it's like once he dies, he becomes the next one. Then once that one dies, he becomes the next one, and it's like a cycle of three spirits. And it's as if in the manga, I think they went into something about him. The whole point of the pet shop is to like get revenge or whatever on humans or something. Because, like I said, there's this whole backstory and everything, and none of it gets explained in the anime whatsoever. And I really wish they would either bring this back or make maybe a movie. I think it would make a good movie. Other than that, the only other thing I've seen of this is some guy online did a like a live action scene of one of the last scenes of I think like the second or third episode, but it's an amazing show, and I really wish there was more of it. Maybe you'll find like I don't know. Like I said, I'm hoping in the future there'll be a movie or they'll expand it or some OVAs or something. As far as I know, the manga has ended. And I can't seem to find it online. But yeah, I hope this doesn't become something that's just like brushed under the rug and like tucked aside because it is. I think it's wicked. This is definitely one of the more unique things I've seen come out of anime in a long time. Not counting, One Punch Man and all this other stuff. I'm just my thing is I'm seeing so much of the same thing being recycled constantly. It's like, oh, but we put this new spin on it. Yeah, but it's the same thing. It just is. This is something like the Pet Shop of Horrors is so I don't want to say like 80s, but it has like that early 90s feel maybe. Because it doesn't take place in Japan or anything. It takes place in I think like Manhattan, somewhere in New York, and it's like the pet shop's just like in the middle of the city, in the middle of Chinatown. That's where it is, Chinatown, and the county really gives off a Pegasus vibe. Because he's got that whole kind of very calm but very like feminine demeanor, and he's like a sucker for like tea and sweets and stuff. He's like Lord Beerus combined with Pegasus combined with someone who's just really calm and always calm-headed. Like you never see him like freak out or really get angry or anything, unless it's over like cake or something. I don't know, stereotypical trope. But yeah, if I have to recommend any anime whatsoever, 100% I recommend Pet Shop of Horrors. It's absolutely fantastic. Blew me so away. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video, and I'll see you on the next video.